One of the things we want to do here on the channel is address the things that are keeping us from being the absolute best version of ourselves in any situation. Sometimes the devil is simply in the details. I have 5 common mistakes that hold us back in every facet of life. Poor posture, bad eye contact, speaking too softly or too fast, not dressing for the occasion, and finally, fidgeting or playing with your phone or chewing your nails or whatever nervous energy you bring to the table. Let's fix this today, fellas. It will actually make a significant change in your life. Let's get it. Can I talk to you for a moment? I mean, it's just me and you talking. You feel me? I like to keep it all the way 100 in these videos, right? I enjoy the conversation that I have with people in the streets who watch. Thank you so much. I would love to hear your comments and thoughts down in the comments section as well. Ladies, that goes for you too. Also, specifically with the content in this video, make it a point to change these 5 things today, and I'll literally guarantee that people will see you differently. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Let's start with slouching and poor posture. Remember this, confidence is more of how I see you than what I hear from you. What you say is important. How you carry yourself is paramount. If you're talking to a CEO or your wife-to-be that you just met on a grocery aisle, stand up straight. You don't have to be as stiff as a surfboard. Yo, is a surfboard stiff? I mean, they look stiff. I'm not getting the water to find out, but I digress. But you want to stand tall and straight. How you look to a woman is just as important as how you sound and what you're saying. If you don't look like you're capable of being the man in her life, guess what? You're never going to find out if she could have been the one or not. Let's talk about posture when you're sitting as well. So personally, I move a lot when I'm sitting. Staying in one position is not really comfortable for me. So you'll find me in 4 different positions within a 6 or 7 minute span. That said, I lead a team, so I can't be slouched over. That doesn't show confidence. What works for me is to start sitting up as tall as I can, back straight, shoulders back. Shoulders back is really important because you can think your back is straight, but it's really not because your shoulders aren't back. Chin up, eyes looking straight. This is a power pose. Power poses typically show confidence and leadership, and they're not bad posture. Another power pose is hands behind your head, leaning back. Again, good posture, and you look confident and thoughtful. There's a great photo of President Obama with his foot up on a desk, standing up, talking on the phone. Even this position is solid posture, and it looks powerful. He looks in control. Another great posture, sitting with your legs about shoulder width apart, leaning slightly forward, speaking with someone is great posture, and you look confident yet engaged. Power poses are the anti-slouch. Bro, you're the man, so understand that you're in leadership, even if your title doesn't say it yet. Walk around in confident yet respectful, compassionate leadership simply by having good posture. So we're moving on to failing to make good eye contact. Let me share a story with you. I remember back in the day, there was a woman that was interested in me. She was a little bit eccentric, shall we say. And I can remember that she was clearly trying to get to know me better, but I just couldn't get into it. I didn't really want to take her calls. I didn't want to go out on dates. It just wasn't working for me. I remember someone telling me, yo, she's trying to holler at you, bro. What are you doing? Bro, I'm not crazy. I was quite aware she was trying to get to know me. But here's the thing. She would never look me in the eye, like ever, at all. For all I know, she could have 3 eyes or 1 eye. I don't know. She just wouldn't look me in the eyes. I'm going to claim my eyes are like Prince, and she just couldn't look me in the eyes because she thought I was going to put a spell on her. That's probably not the case. She was just too nervous to look me in the eye. She could tell a 45-minute story, and I promise she would never even turn her head in my direction. Needless to say, that relationship never went anywhere. Men or women, but especially guys, have to make good eye contact. Failing to make good eye contact is starting off a conversation, partnership, or relationship in the wrong direction. Eye contact is showing confidence that you are who you say you are and you're genuinely interested in the other person. Eye contact also says, I'm focused on you. I care about what you have to share. Making good eye contact that's natural and not forced tells the person you're engaged with that they are the most important person in the room, and in this moment, they're all that matters. Bad eye contact will hold you back in every area of life, and you won't even know it because people won't always be aware of why they aren't connecting with you, but they know they aren't connecting. Make good eye contact, which helps to build those connections and releases the subtle power of connection that you have with everyone you interact with. A common mistake is speaking too softly or too rapidly. I used to work in the music industry. If you know people who sing professionally, like I know a lot of people who've been in the industry, you know that people who love to sing all the time. They love to sing. But here's the interesting thing I noticed back then. Most of those people sing pretty softly, even in a place where it would be appropriate to be a bit louder. But when they go in the studio, the producer has to get them to let go of that inside voice and bring it from the diaphragm. We're used to our inside voice as the standard for all conversation. And to an extent, there's some truth and value in it. But the problem is, many of us have developed a borderline whisper for an inside voice, just like those singers. When you're talking and you need to show confidence, which is most of the time, speak with a bit more depth and a bit more volume. Typically, you're louder in your head than you project to the outside world. If you're a bit more soft-spoken, this takes practice, and you should practice with a friend. Being a bit louder in volume or speaking more from your center or less from your throat doesn't mean you're being loud or obnoxious. Quite the opposite. You can project your voice to a room of 3 or 20 or 200 without a microphone and manage your volume and tone in each situation. Speaking too softly makes one feel you aren't confident in yourself. If you're not confident in yourself, how can others be confident in you? Also, speaking too fast can be just as challenging, too slowly sometimes as well. We know that dialects from different parts of the country or different parts of the world can be slower, like mine, or faster. That said, when you're speaking a bit fast because you're unsure or nervous, it comes across often the listener can tell that you're nervous. Even if you're a bit of a fast speaker, but you have some anxiety, slow down. Make sure to get your thought across. If you're a slower speaker, get your thought across, but try to get to the point earlier in the conversation. For example, speaking slower is my personal challenge, but you learn how to navigate your dialect and cadence to build your confidence and ultimately share that with the world. This mistake can make you look out of touch when you dress inappropriately for the occasion. Okay, so we know we live in a world now where, for example, appropriate church attire can include jeans and sneakers, and people are walking through the airport with bonnets and slides on. I'm not laughing, you're laughing. How we dress has changed drastically over the past few decades. Although that's the case, there are still times when you need to dress for the occasion. The most important mistake we make around how we dress is that we don't understand what to wear. You may have an interview, but you don't know the corporate culture. You come to the interview with a 3-piece suit and a pocket watch in the vest, but their culture doesn't even require a sport coat for an interview. People are always watching, as something like this could be a part of the interview process. They want to know how much research you've done on their company. Will you come dressed for what they feel success looks like with their company? Another example could be that you're going to an award show. You're down to wear a suit. You think that'll be cool. Turns out it's black tie. Guess what? You're underdressed. There are lots of times where we can miss the mark on how to dress. If you're not sure, ask. Dressing for the occasion shows that you care about the occasion. It shows those subtle undertones of life that people are always watching, like the fact that you care, you pay attention to detail, you went out of your way to make sure you did what was necessary to honor the request of the host. The final mistake is always a dead giveaway of a lack of confidence when you're fidgety or playing with objects nervously. Learning how not to fidget is like learning how to ignore an itch. It seems almost impossible, and every time I say itch, I get an itch like I'm itching right now. Literally, as I prepared this, I had an itch and I had to scratch. It was non-negotiable. That said, we can train ourselves not to fidget, play with our phone, tap our feet, and other nervous habits that show others a lack of confidence. But often, it's not a lack of confidence in your knowledge or execution. It's anxiety about the conversation with another person, the speaking engagement, the test, the dissertation, the interview, the debriefing, the first date, the first meeting of the parents, or the first kiss on the doorstep. Fidgeting is sometimes our way of dealing with the anxiety of the moment. It's a distraction to focus on to try to help us forget the pressure of the moment. But here's the thing, it almost never works. You can bite your nails until your fingertips come off, and you'll still feel the same anxiety in the moment that you felt before you started. Consider folding your hands together to keep your fingers still. Stay present in the moment and ignore thoughts that don't support what you're focused on. Consider meditation to work on being present with yourself and your thoughts. It will help in those anxious moments. Cut back on sugar and caffeine. They're a stimulant and they give you bursts of energy, but if you have the habit of fidgeting or other nervous habits, it will kick them into overdrive. Practice these methods to slowly reduce and ultimately remove the desire to fidget, and it will increase how others perceive your confidence. These mistakes are common, but they're correctable. What do you want to accomplish that requires you to show up as your full self? Identify what you want to accomplish and then define what's stopping you. Look at the soft skills. Is there anything you could possibly be doing that someone can interpret as a lack of confidence? Once you identify the thing, work on the thing. The thing to consider is these are skills that no one is going to tell you to fix. No one is going to call out that you need to correct. You want to look at yourself and be honest about how you show up. When you can be honest about how you show up and who you really want to become, it's already clear to me that you're confident in big moments, and charisma is expressly your superpower.